Good evening, everyone. Glad to be here. I have been fiddling with my mic a bit, so the audio may sound a little bit different. If it's too loud or too soft, let me know and I can adjust. Because, admittedly, I've been having to mess around with my audio settings on both Streamlabs and regular OBS because I have been trying to get a recording set up, situated and in place. For those of you that have been keeping up with my last couple of streams, you probably already know that I will be doing a full-on Let's Play of Octopath Traveler. And the recording setup is specifically for that project. If things go well with the LP, then I am hoping that in the future I can actually do other LP projects that I can upload to YouTube. So, we are kind of expanding on our content a little bit. So, but right now we're here for some more Legend of Legaia. I am definitely psyched to play this again. We will be continuing on through the city of Ratayu and trying to figure out exactly what is going on with these Seru brides and why Saryu is such a, well, pardon my French, but such a jackass. Because the moment we freed Ratayu from the mist, like, even the music in the city became, like, melodramatic and depressing. Like, it was bad. And, like, even the citizens were like, bring the mist back. It's better than what we have to go through now and what we went through before. So, yeah, we need to kind of figure out what the heck is going on here. So let's see if we can't fire the game up real quick. Let's see. Alright, so it's a little loud on my end, but that's easily adjustable. Surprisingly, we have not had any scuff so far, which is a rarity for my streams, as you all well know. So, for those of you that were here last time, we did manage to defeat Songi on Mount Latona and revive the Genesis tree. And yeah, this is what we came back to. So, the innkeeper's daughter has apparently been chosen as a Seru bride. And from what I understand, this is apparently a very bad thing. We do not need a room at the moment. Daughter Eliza was relieved. I wish the mist had never cleared. Yeah, this is bad if they're preferring the mist to what we have to go through now. So you drove out the mist. I don't like that accusatory tone, madam. I've been chosen by Saryu to be a Seru. I'm fortunate not to have died in the mist. All of my good friends. Oh no. Check out someone else in a while after I'm gone. Wait, what? Like, this woman has already, like, basically just assume that she is dead. I'll go in her place. Wait, hold up. Noah, what are you talking about? I'm strong, I won't die. I want to say no, but for story's sake, we will say okay. So we'll get that sorry. Yeah, we definitely need to kick his butt. As far as I know, I believe all of our equipment is pretty much set in place. Okay, so let's put an ivory book on Vaughn and one on Gala. Because these two are going to need it very shortly. Alright, let's get this over with. She's like, give me that dress! And immediately Vaughn and Gala turn over. Or turn around, I say. We're here for the Saru bride. Don't disobey. No, I'm sorry. And Vaughn is like immediately tries to charge. What have I done? You haven't died. That's what. Now, where are they taking her? Oh, they're taking her down into the basement of the castle. Now, what could be down there, I wonder? What have we got here? Well, this just looks all sorts of heckin' creepy. What the? I can't hear anything. I can't see. Oh, the pain. Hey! Jerk. Oh, and there's someone already there. Wait, what's this? What's gonna happen to this woman? And what is that thing in the background? I'm sorry, you will all join those young girls. The midnight rays of the world. Well, that's depressing. The grass looking. Now Juggernaut will grow even. Wait, Juggernaut? I can't hear anything. Hey! Nutritious? Not yet, it's not your turn. What is these? What are these weirdos doing? Hold up. That's the thing that attacked Realm Elm at the beginning of the game. That thing just swallowed her with that weird blood-like appendage. Where did that woman go? What? You're next. No, I'm not. I'm getting the frig out of here. Ah, great. This schmuck is here now. You'll find more happiness as Juggernaut's flesh on wretched life. Now be quiet. That's an order. I just got tased. Bright, they're not dead. Their vigorous bodies live. Now connect them to the machine. That's not good. That is definitely not good. I'm receiving contact from Terra. Terra's sending out a warning. Well, time to kick some butt and chew bubble gum, and wouldn't you know, I don't have any gum. So now I've got to go kick in the door. And then, you know what, for good measure, I'm going to kick in Saryu's teeth while I'm at it. But the reason that I asked for I wanted to equip those 2 ivory books to these guys was because of what's waiting for us by the door. These 2. The second of the Earth Seru, Kimaro. Hands down, in my opinion, the best spell in the entire game. At least from an offensive standpoint. So I do want at least one of these guys to be absorbed. So let's see, I've got 8. Wait. There we go. We'll do that. And then he's got 7, so... There we go. Ah! Dang it. I forgot how strong these things were. Dang it. And he's blocking like half of them. Oh, thank goodness. You know what? Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna do that. And let's see if we can't get the second one. God dang it. Go down. Let's see. Ah, shoot. Didn't work. Didn't kill it all the way. I do not like these guys when they are enemies. Come on. Dang! I didn't get the second one. But I got one at least. 1350 experience? Holy smokes. These guys give buku experience. Bacon! Hey, glad you could make it, man. Okay. I am out of healing shrooms, but I have plenty of healing leaves. Alright, so we've got at least one Kimaro, so I am happy with that at least. We won't be able to get more until a little bit later, but the fact that Gala has one is really good just because he has the highest magic stat of all of my party members. But now that I think about it, like when I saw that appendage come up from Juggernaut in like swallow that poor woman. It reminded me of like Cell from Dragon Ball Z. Like that appendage that came up, curled like a tail, and then swallowed this woman the same way that Cell like absorbed Android 17 and 18. Nearly full of life forms. Well, let's fix that. Charge! Gala over here just like doing the freaking frog jump and then punches it right into oblivion. Yay, and she no longer is wearing that crummy dress. And she's looking at us like, who are you guys? I never stopped believing. I knew I could count on my Vaughn and Gala. You can't believe anything. I haven't ordered you to believe... Wait, what? You have done something I have not ordered. I don't like you. You must... I love his simplistic style of speaking, but on the other hand, he just sounds so stupid. Die! That is an order. I will kill you. Not if we kill you first. Wait, hold up. That's not good. Von Saryu. Definitely one of the more annoying bosses in this game, to be fair. Okay, what the heck is going on? I feel like my copy of the game, for some reason, just has bosses that are like redonkulously likely to use like super moves immediately right off the bat. Oh wait. There we go. Let's try that. We got 8. We'll do that. And then got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that should work. You quit with the blocking. God dang it. You quit that. So 500. Ow. That hurt. Hey! Okay, this guy is starting to annoy me already. Orb, Spirit, and you know what? Let's see what a Kimaro does right off the bat. And when I say that Kimaro is like hands down the best offensive Seiru in the game, like there is a particularly good reason for it, and that's because it only hits once, but it hits like a truck. As we're about to see here. Also, this is one of the most morbid and disturbing attack spells in the game. Canine Fangs. And he just like teleports in front of the enemy. Yeah, I think you can guess where this is going. Blech! Holy smokes! Level 1, right out the gate, over 1800 damage. When I said Kimaru hits like a truck, I was not joking. Though, to be fair, that is a steep price. 72 MP. But for the MP, you get some bang for your buck in the damage department. That did over 3 times as much damage as Gala's like 3 art combo that I used at the start of the fight. So this is definitely a spell you want on all of your characters. And Vaughn is probably going to be running healing duties due to the simple fact that right now Gala is like my main form of offense. Because he cannot block that spell. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's give Gala a magic leaf. And then, just for schlitz and giggles, we're gonna do that again. I hate that move. I truly hate that move. And then you got like Juggernaut in the background there just chilling. I want to say Saryu has like 20-something thousand hit points. So this fight could take a fair amount of time. But similarly to Songi, I do believe he has a set amount of MP, like the party members. So he can't just keep spamming Earthquake, I think. I just love seeing those big chunky numbers show up. Okay. You know what? I'm going to have both Vaughn and Noah use Orb just because I know Noah's isn't going to be as strong. And then Gala will have him go ahead and Spirit. This is easily like one of the most annoying fights in the Sebukus Islands. But it's very satisfying when you actually do get the win. So right now, we're kind of just healing up and getting ready to do the next round of attacks. So now everyone's back up to full health. Hey, you leave her alone, jerk. Okay, so we'll have him use Vera. She will use that. And then he will come with the combo as well. Even after all that, he's still not... Oh, that's definitely not good. All of his stats have increased now. So I think I might just have everyone Spirit next round, just on the off chance that he tries to Earthquake again. Because if he Earthquakes and we don't Spirit, that is going to hurt. And I would rather not get hit with the ouchies. Oh, thank goodness. Alright. We're doing pretty good so far. Let me see. I don't have anything like that. Wait, so... let's actually do that instead. Alright. Oh, no. Yipe. That hurt. That really, really hurt. On the bright side, though, he does not seem to be blocking as much. We knocked him on the ground. He's getting close. Yes! Alright. Nice. Vaughn actually did over 1,000 just on his own with that combo. So that was impressive. Okay, so we'll use a healing bloom, orb, and let's see. You know what? I never actually showed off the lightning storm, so you know what? We will do that. Okay, so everyone is very close to getting fully healed. And that should get us the rest of the way, for the most part. Alright, so yeah, Gala's the only one that's not fully... oh, crap. Oh! Dang, he blocked the first two. Oh, that's not good. That is really not good. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna sortie your butt. And use a healing flower on Noah. Let's see how he likes having a level 8 sortie rip into him. Did we? We did! We got the win and everyone's level jumped. 7,500 experience and gold. Woo! And his hat came off and is now floating. Look at that Seru. That is the Sim Seru that was controlling Saryu. It deserves to be destroyed. And Noah's just like looking at it like, what the heck is this thing? Oh, she's just sitting there smiling as it like disintegrates. It just like fades into nothingness like the Thanos treatment was given to it. Holy crap, he's blonde. My aching head. What room is it? Dude, this is your own freaking castle. How do you not know what room you're in? Surprise. No, the device is running. I'm gonna beep boop it. The machine must never be turned off. Turn it off. Turn it off. That's not good. He's over here just beep bopping and... oh, wait. It worked. It is now syncing. Bye, Juggernaut. Toodaloo. Hope to never see you again. Though we already know that's probably not going to happen. That must never reach the surface. It's a forbidden Seru. Yeah, that is actually a potential summon, but one that we will probably never be getting. If only because the requirements to get it are ridiculous. I've caused you all so much trouble. And now it's the same music as we got when we saved Drake Castle. A man named Dohati came to the castle with the most unusual Seru. Foolishly, I put it on. Well, there was your first problem. You just put on some random strange Seru that some weirdo just handed you. My mind was controlled. Device's records show that I made one juggernaut before the mist came. To create an infinite number of that monster? Oh no, we don't want that. Had it not been for you, I probably would have made a foolish puppet of the mist. I give you this. The West Ratayu key. So now we can get to Dohati's castle. And we have our next destination. Woo! That was a very satisfying battle. We should be able to get some new Seru though once we get to the castle. So that is going to be our next destination. But first we're going to go to the inn and heal. Because as you probably saw, Noah is kind of feeling the pain right now. Since she killed Van Saryu before she got healed. But I will take... And I went too far. Whoops. Okay. Free of charge, I will take it. Thank you. I will always say yes to free. Is there anything here that I can get that I don't already have? Let's see, survival axe, he's already got it equipped. Okay, so everyone has already got the best equipment. Let's see, nullify venom attacks, nullify rot. I want to say I want to put the forest amulet on someone because I think the next major boss does cause rot. It's either rot or venom, one of the two. But that is gonna be something to deal with at a later time. Let's go ahead and get this in place. And Kimaro. There we go. So, all the characters have at least their first and second elemental Seru. The only one we could not get currently was... the only third level that we've run across so far is Gola Gola. And we couldn't get any of that, unfortunately. Piddle bother. But we'll get to that eventually. Alright, so everyone is up and at 'em and ready to go. So let's see what trouble we can find. Ooh, we have not come across a wolf fighter before. If I can, I would like to see if I can get everyone's level up one more time before we get to the next boss. Yeah, that's what you get. Power chart. Uh-oh. That doesn't sound good. Sounds like you need to take a nap. So yeah, you are going to go down. You are also going to go down. Whoops. And I will probably spirit with you again because you have like no AP. And he just like tried to crab claw pinch me with his legs. Man, these guys be tough. They also hit hard. Uh-oh. Yeah, let's do that and then have him hit the wolf. Okay, there we go. Come on. There we go. Got rid of that one at least. Alright. Ow! Rude. Alright, let's do that. Easy peasy. Holy moly, 851 experience. This is a nice place to level up. What's my status like? Right, so he is... Oh crap, he's only like... Oh, he's 9,000 away. She's 10,000 away. And he is 13,000 away. Alright, so let's have him use ore because they all got hit pretty hard. So we'll just make our merry way towards the castle to the south. But at least the enemies are giving off some good experience, so it's not going to take like forever and a half to actually like level up. We're getting almost a grand of experience per fight. Nice. Anyway, like, how are all you guys doing today? I know, like, most of the time I try to focus on commenting on the game, but I want to try and change things up every once in a while now. Especially with the Let's Play coming up in the near future. So, did anything interesting happen in all y'all's days? I would say that mine was pretty uneventful for the most part. I mean, most of y'all probably know I work in a library, so we actually did our second ever story time at the branch, because it's been like 2 years since our branch actually hosted one. and they finally like had me get it set up. And we just had our second one. We aren't having a lot of families coming in, but right now again, we're like just starting out fresh, so most of the time it's gonna be just a slog to get people back in and knowing that we're having that. But that also applies to like just the regular library programs that we're doing. But other than that, there wasn't too much going on today. Spent plenty of time putting books back on the shelves, as we often do. We don't really get a lot of, like, problem customers, which I am very appreciative of, considering what I used to do in the past for work. Let me tell you, like, food service is rough. It is easily like one of the roughest industries to work in, and I sympathize wholeheartedly with anyone who works in food service. Ooh, Sortie and Aluru. Light Seru Aluru is a new one. Did she just shoot a fireball at us? Pardon my French. That's like one of the I have to admit, that's actually one of the very first curse words that I've probably said live on stream, and I apologize for that, but like, I couldn't stop myself. Like, it literally looks like she pooped out a fireball at me. Which, that being said, rude. Like, I don't think you can get much more rude than that. Actually, what am I doing? I wanted to do something. There we go. So we'll try that. And what combo can I do that might actually work? Actually, that should work. And then for the finisher here, we'll have him attack the Sortie. But I don't believe Gala has Sortie. He might. I can't remember if he does or not. Ow. That hurt. That also hurt. Go away. Well, dang. Oh, come on. So have her use Orb. Get some healing in. I'm actually making sure to hydrate finally a lot more often than I usually do. Oh, Orb's magic level increase. Nice. Alright. Okay, so yeah, Vaughn has Sortie. We know she does. Oh, he actually does too. I didn't think that he had Sortie. I must have got him off stream at some point. but that makes things simpler. So since we're in a mist generator dungeon, there is a good chance that we will be running into pretty much like all the Seiru of this area, except... Actually, I don't even know if we will run into Gola Gola. We might. Wonder Elixir. I will definitely be selling that. More goodies. I like the goodies. But this does give us a chance to, like, actually get a hold of what Seiru we may have possibly missed. Yeah, good thing I spirited. Because otherwise that probably would have hurt. Let's see. Yeah, you quit. You knock that off. God dang it. Noah, kick its butt. Oh, dang. Even after all that, it still didn't go down. I'm getting somewhat better at this blocking thing. Nice. Thunder Punch. Now will they die? Well, that one died. Yeah, that thing definitely dead. But yeah, with me starting up the Octopath LP, I am considering like doing more of that type of content in the future, just to try and get other projects out of the way that otherwise may get put on the back burner, I feel. Plus, I feel like doing LPs would give me a chance to do projects that I otherwise may not get a chance to touch on stream. So if you guys have like suggestions of games that I can do Let's Plays of, then by all means, please like send me your suggestions. Besides, I'm always looking for more games to play. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, and then we'll have him use Orb. God dang it, quit that. Nope. Dang. Now the question is, can we absorb it? Nope. Didn't even kill it. These guys are tough. I'm definitely gonna have to be a little conservative with my healing. Yeah. Let's have them all go wacko on that except for Gala. Oh. God dang it, didn't die. Thank you for the hydrate, Nitrant. Oh, that actually tasted pretty good. It still makes me laugh every time he, like, calls out an enemy for being a wuss. Oh. Alright, so that's the path to continue on. Let me see... Alright, so far the only one that we don't have any of is a Luru. She of the fireball poop. This is one of my favorite games of all time. Yes! This is one of my faves as well. Like, I don't see too many people that, like, even know this game exists. Like, I've had several people in my community, like, flat out say, like, they have never heard of this game. So, like, you're in good company. What would you say is probably your favorite thing about Legend of Legaia, Nitrant? Like, for me, it's mostly the story and the combat system that interest me the most. White shield. Oh, that's right, these guys can actually increase their defense. Come on. Can we absorb it? No. We did not absorb it. Combat system, story, and characters. Yeah. Like, the characters themselves are very, like, memorable in my opinion. Who would you say is probably, like, your favorite character? Like, for me, it has to be Noah, just with, like, her innocence and the energy she brings to the party. Like, you don't get to see that very often. And I walked out the door like a dope. Maybe I need to put the Lawn's crown on one of these guys so we can get some more AP accrual going here. Noah's moments are the greatest, and her story is very interesting. Yes, especially, like, the further into the game you go. Like, I'm not gonna spoil anything for those who haven't played the game to completion, but Noah's backstory is, like, central to the entire thing that's going on. Oh my god, Nitrant, thank you for the subscribe. You are amazing. So it's like, Noah's your favorite character, same as me. Who would you say is your favorite boss? Like, which boss do you think has, like, is, like, the most interesting or has the best story? Like, for me, personally, like, we haven't gotten quite that far, but I would have to go with Gaza. Gaza is definitely, like, one of those bosses that you... Like, he's not really a villain, but he's also not a hero. And at the same time, even if he is a villain, you can kind of, like, sympathize with what he's going through and why he does what he does. I definitely, like, think he's a much more sympathetic villain character, if you can even call him that, compared to, like, Songi, who so far through this entire walkthrough has just been nothing more than a complete troll and a jerk. Can this be the time that we finally absorb an Aluru? Oh dang, Gallo over here with the clutch blocking. We'll go ahead and have him throw an orb around just to get everyone's healing back up. Okay, that is getting really annoying with the blocking on the part of the enemies. Alright, so Nitrate, you said this was one of your favorite games of all time. Would you put it in like the top 3, top 5, top 10? Also, what would you say is your all-time favorite game? Actually, let me extend that question to everyone in the chat. Like, what is all y'all's favorite games of all time? And why? The old man did get me a lot, but the family battle. Oh, the Deliases? Yes, they're also good ones. Those are really good fights. In a sense, like, I like the Deliases, like, character development when you find out more of their backstory. And then the fact that they have, like, that sense of family honor. I'll say, this one is number 2. Jade Cocoon is number 1. I have actually never heard of Jade Cocoon. You'll have to tell me about that one. Like, I've mentioned it multiple times on stream, but you're new, so, like, I would have to say that Octopath Traveler is far away my number 1 favorite game of all time. Legaia probably falls in the top 5. I would probably put it at, I would say number 4. Very close to number 3, though. Like, my top 3 is gotta be Octopath Traveler in the number 1 slot, and then another project that I'm currently doing, Wild Arms Alter Code F, is number 2. My number 3 choice is actually a project that we're getting ready to start fairly soon, and one that almost everyone here has probably heard of. The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. And I still maintain that Ocarina of Time, like, still holds up as, like, one of the top 3 or top 5 games of all time. And I will die on that hill. Has a great story, plus has a type of Pokemon capture to it. Plus you can fuse them to make them powerful. Oh wow, that's actually pretty interesting. So it's like combining Pokemon with, like, the DNA Digivolution of Digimon. Can't wait for that stream. Ocarina of Time is one of my all-time favorites. Yeah, it's a classic. Like, I've actually had several people ask me if I'm gonna be doing the Ocarina of Time randomizer. I probably will not, because one, I've never done a randomizer in any way, shape, or form for any game, and second of all, I want to share it with the channel in the original form that, like, everyone fell in love with. It's still waiting on my Legend of Dragoon remake. Yes, they need to either do a remake or a remaster of that game in the worst way. Like, I will take a remaster at least. in the manner of like the Final Fantasy X remaster that they put on the Switch. But still, like, that game needs more love. And now we have another allure. Miss Meru and Kongol. Yes! Meru, by far, was probably my favorite character in Legend of Dragoon. For a lot of the same reasons that Noah is my favorite here. Plus, I just love the fact that she would just, like, wield that crazy giant hammer around and just smack people with it. You can't go wrong with a little fairy girl swinging a warhammer around. Alright, so heal up. And now we've got our next Seru. And I'm putting a Leru at the bottom of the Light Seru because it is primarily an offensive spell. And a pricey one at that. Final Blaster can either kill or attack the enemy. Hi Muna! Welcome to the stream! How was your day? Let's see, do I want to go up or do I want to go down? And down it is. Down gets me goodies. Ambushed? I've been bamboozled! Okay, that was rude. My day was actually pretty good, all things considered. Work wasn't too stressful. So many games that are hidden gems that need more love and attention. Would like to see a Wild Arms 2 remaster. Oh, yes. Actually, I would actually like to see a Wild Arms 3 remaster. Like, 2 is good, but for some reason, 3 just resonates with me more. Actually, for that matter, what I want to see is I want to see them do a... What is it? I want to see them do an anime of Wild Arms 1. It's the horses and guns. Well, to be fair, I do like the fact that every character uses a gun. That is pretty funny. And the fact that they use, like, different types of guns that is, like, suitable to their personalities is pretty awesome. I mean, you got Virginia dual-wielding the dual pistols. Then you've got Gallows with the shotgun. Jet with, like, the mini submachine gun. And then Clive finishing it off with the sniper frickin' rifle. Like, how can you not love that? That they each have their own specific type of gun. Then the Final Boss have 10 forms. Oh god, don't remind me of that, please. I actually do kind of remember that. I don't know if it was exactly 10 forms, but that was definitely one of the longest boss fights that I have ever had the misfortune to be in. Still doesn't hold a candle, though, to Octopath Traveler's true final boss. That one still kind of holds the record for me as far as, like, longest boss battle, as well as just outright most difficult to take down. Like RPGs are my bread and butter, so I'm usually pretty good at dealing with them. The fact that it took me, I believe, 4 tries to beat that final boss, and that each run was almost an hour and a half long. Does he have Nova? He does not. She does have Nova. Let's see. Yeah, the final boss fight is long for Octopath Traveler. And you can't really, like, cheese it the way that you can the super boss in this game. Although, to be fair, I have actually never beaten the super boss in this game. Like, I've seen people, like, do it. No, I don't want that. I want Healing Flower on Vaughn. But yeah, the music in Octopath's final boss is great. Actually, that entire soundtrack is spitting fire. And that's going to be something that I go over when I do the Let's Play. Yeah, the super boss in this game is easy if you can cheese it. If not, though, like... Oh god, that fight is rough. Like, if you don't cheese it, like, that boss fight almost requires you to be, like, full level 99. Just to not get destroyed. Am I gonna get the hidden monster summit? Yeah, I did not. I think I discussed this earlier, like during the Von Saryu scenes. I will more than likely not be going through all of that to get the hidden summon, because of the sole fact that I really do not want to grind all the way to level 99 to get that spell. Orb's magic level increase. Like, I'll explain, like, what it is and how you get it, but I am not going to get it myself, just because even with Crimson books, like, trying to grind to level 99 to get that spell for each character. Ooh, I can get Gola Gola here. You don't have to do... Wait. I can slip past the guards? Where the heck was this cheese when I was playing this years ago? You're gonna have to, like, message me and send me instructions on how to do that one. Because if I can do that and just slip past them, then yeah, I'll get the hidden summon. Uh-oh. Ow. That hurt. We'll slip the video tutorial to do that. Thank you. I do appreciate... I never knew you could actually slip past those guards. Learn something new every day. Yeah, if nothing else, I do want Vaughn to get this spell. And what do you know? We got it. Let's see if we can get Gala the Nova spell. What is it with you and the Scythe Wind? I have noticed, like, people who've been keeping up with my Legaia streams probably have noticed this, but for some reason the bosses have been ridiculous about spamming their super moves on me. We're actually getting some decent headway on the magic absorption. This is easily like one of the more frustrating things about this game is just getting a hold of all of the magic spells. Because in a sense, a lot of it is just luck based, and that is some nonsense right there. See if I can... Okay, I don't want to go in there just yet. I do want to grab this. A War Soul. What does this do? I cannot remember. Actually, I forgot I got this life water. Who needs it? Yeah, Noah definitely needs that because she needs to not die as easily. Increase attacking power of arts. That's right. This is one of the better accessories of the game. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the... Actually, you know what? Screw that. Screw the defender. Actually, you know what? No, keep the defender chain. Let's swap the power ring for the War Soul. And let's swap this Mad Light jewel for the Ivory Book. We'll keep the Ivory Book on Gala for now, just because he still needs to get a few more spells. Alright, so Vaughn is the only one that does not have Nova. And Noah does not have Alluru. Gala has both Nova and Alluru, so he can probably focus on healing. If nothing else, I do want to like try to get most of the magic spells here before I fight the boss. I will probably spend more time later on off stream trying to like level up the magic spells, because I can just focus on spamming magic and then going back and healing up. Sent the video name to me. Thank you. I do appreciate that very much. Alright. I love this game to death, but the magic absorption thing is just kind of wacko. Like, in a way, it makes kind of sense, especially how certain elements are harder for certain characters to absorb. But, good grief. I do not like having my entire magical repertoire at the mercy of RNGesus. And Meta now has Nova. Let's see. There we go. Oh, really? And again with the poop cannon. Rude. Why won't you die? You're like a cockroach. Only bigger and uglier. If that's even possible. There we go. Dang it. Foiled again. At least we're getting some decent experience out of this, so I can't complain too much. Okay, we did all that. So let's see. Four, and we'll have Allura, I'll be back. Allura channeling its inner Terminator. Like now I can see Allura, now I have this image of Allura like fading through the floor with its thumb up. Oh goodness, I'm horrible. Well, I mean, yeah, she's back. She kept her promise. Let's see. Who has... Okay, so Vaughn is the one that has Mushra. So he can focus on the whole... Okay, yeah, that is kind of silly. God dang it. Nitrant, Bacon, both of you have played this game before and are big fans like me. What would you, just in your own opinions, what would you say are your favorite spells in this game? And then another silly question, what would you say is the most ridiculous looking spell in terms of like how it's like shown when you use... Come on. Yes, got it. We're on a friggin' absorption spree here. Let's see. Alright, so let's go back to status. And we will organize our magic really quick. I feel like we will not be able to get to the boss today. Just because, one, this dungeon is friggin' long. And two, there's a lot of spells to get. Overkill summons Juggernaut. Yeah, that's pretty OP. The odd one is the Peru. Yeah, that one's pretty kooky looking. Personally, like, my opinion, the most ridiculous looking one when you use it is, like, surprisingly, Mushra. The crazy driver. Ooh, Vigoro. Gala's the only one that has a Vigoro, so let's fix that. But yeah, like the crazy driver that Mushra uses when you summon it, it's basically just a drunk guy in a car doing donuts multiple times before driving off. Like that's essentially what the Mushra summon is. But, what do I know? Actually, yeah, he needs to keep spiriting. And then I mentioned it earlier, but like, I will admit that Juggernaut is definitely like the most overkill summon, but when you don't consider the super summons, like, I think the most effective offensive summon is Kimaro from an offense standpoint. And then in terms of like healing, actually, you know what? No, let's do that and then have him do Orb. I forgot about Nido. It has an odd mechanic. Yeah, I do remember that you can actually kill Berserker at the top of the Jeremiah Tower with Nido, but it's so RNG. I hate having to like try and hope that I can get the kill with it. And oftentimes, leveling up Nido makes no logical sense because it's such a finicky summon. But again, that's just my personal opinion. Oh great, Thunderbreak. Well, at least Gala was spiriting. Ugh, spiriting it still did over 100 damage. And he's somewhat resistant to electric moves. God dang it. Why can't I summon you fools? So we're gonna probably just make it a decent way up the tower. Hopefully, like, get most of the goodies in here. That's one thing I like about the summons. They level up and gain added effects. Yes, I do like that. My one gripe is that the additional effects don't do jack to the bosses. Like, that is like one of my biggest gripes in terms of the added effects of the different spells. Like, it's so dumb. Like, if you're gonna give me these nifty additional effects for leveling up my magic, then at least let me use it on the boss to make the boss more bearable. Like, I can think of several bosses off the top of my head that type of ability would make them so much more bearable. But I guess they didn't want to make it like stupidly easy. So you know what? I never showed off Gola Gola. I'm probably not gonna get all the way to the boss, so I'm gonna go ahead and just like try to show some of these spells. Oh look, this monster can destroy 10% of the monster's defense. Nope, not on the bosses. Yeah. Like, could you imagine using Kimaro at level 9 on a boss near the end of the game? Because Earth Saru dropped defense, and Kimaro, like, hands down has the most bang for the buck in terms of damage per MP. So imagine using Kimaro to knock off the 20% of the boss's physical defense, and then wailing on it with a miracle art afterwards. That would make things so much easier. Or even better, like, using an electric Seru like Theater or Vigoro to drop their intelligence, and then following that up with a Kamaro spell. Because even during the Von Saryu fight, like, Kamaro was wrecking face. Let's see. Okay, so we have actually reached the boss. That was surprisingly quick. A power water. Yeah, that is immediately going on Vaughn. Is there anything else I can use? No. Okay, so we did actually make it to the boss. Let me see what's in the goodies. And a shield elixir. Stuff you could do, but it sucks that you couldn't do it. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. Alright, well, let's see. Let's go ahead and heal up and save. Give me some healing leaves. I should probably try to stock up on magic leaves later. Alright, this is probably against my better judgment because we're only level 22 and 21, because I think Gala still has not leveled up yet. But we're going to give this a shot. We're still in a decent enough spot in the stream time that we can make a valiant effort to do this fight. The Mist Generator of the Sebukis Islands. Yeah, we can destroy it. I sense the presence of evil. Not evil. What a fool. I give him a Simseru, and what does he do? No doubt that is the best he can do with that second-rate Simseru. Alright, who's talking? Oh my god, it's Red Zeto. Dohadi, faithful servant of court and true ruler of Sebukis. Ego much? Is I who created Juggernaut and ordered Zane to kill that meddlesome heart. Oh, so you're the douche canoe that did that. With the superior Simseru I received from Prince Court. Okay, this Court guy is clearly like the mastermind. I should show you which is stronger, your Rosaru or my Simseru. What the? And he becomes evil chicken. Evil ugly chicken. Destroy him with the drunk driver. I mean, to be fair, he does look like he's stoned out of his gourd. Again with the super move right off the bat. This is what I was talking about. I wonder if that's just a gimmick that's encoded into this copy of the game. It's very, very odd. Let's see. What do I want to... Okay, we'll do that. You know what? I want to see what Kamaro does to this schmuck. Nice. 900 right off the bat. He honestly makes one of the funniest sounds of any boss when you just start whacking at him. Like all you hear is that Who wants a shish kebab a la chicken? One skewer coming up. Thank you for the tuturu, Muna. All I need now is some teriyaki sauce. 1800. Ow. That hurt. You were rude. Actually, you know what? Instead, let's do that. And then let's see. That giant toothpick, where is it? I'm not sure I want to know the answer to that particular question. I'm going to just assume that he, like, creates it out of Earth's energy that he generates within his own body. And leave it at that. He freaking belly bopped me. Nice. We're actually doing some respectable damage to this guy. Now let's see what we can do. I've been bonked. Uh-oh. Not the chaos breath again. Ooh, 800. Yeah, that's a rough one. Let's see. Use orb. Let's see. Use a healing flower on Noah. Chaos control. It's like suddenly Dohadi's a Sonic character. Alright. Let's get everyone back up to full health. At least it's not like the Zeto fight, where like the first... I think the first three... Like, 3 of the first 4 attacks that Zeto used when I fought him was his big wave attack. You quit blocking that nonsense. Okay, let's see. Everyone's back at full health. So, you know what? We'll sortie it up. And Kamaro again. That way I can do maximum damage to this jerk. That was a respectable amount of damage for a level 8 sortie. I had that problem with Songi, constant power moves. Yeah. Like, my fight with him, he was spamming them pretty hard. Until he ran out of MP, then he couldn't do jack squat. Like, eventually he, like, wasted all of his MP early in the fight, and all he could do for the entire second half of my fight against him was regular attacks. Because there are certain bosses that do have MP meters. Songi is one of them. I'm pretty sure Saryu was one as well. Let's see. So we'll do that. That. Alright, have everyone's spirit. Because I have a feeling that he's going to use Chaos Breaths again. Did I or did I not call that? Like, I just had this feeling in my gut that he was going to do it. And sure enough. Alright, we'll do that. We'll have Terra heal. Someone pick up that phone because he called. I've done that a few times so far in this playthrough. It's like it's just an instinct that I have in my gut that says, yeah, he's gonna super suplex me. Thank you for the hydrate, Bacon. Oh, heck no, you quit that nonsense. The thirst is real. I mean, you're not wrong. Let's see. Yeah, you know what? Magic fruit on Gala because we're gonna start spamming some more Camaro. Because this guy is not going down yet. He belly flopped me. Rude. Alright, we'll have Vaughn focus on healing. Let's see. Have her spirit. And then start spamming Camaro. Because I like that 1700 damage that it does every single time I use it. At level 1, no less. You just realized Ohadi is drooling. Yeah. Someone might need to have him see a doctor about that. Actually, you know what? Never mind. That's not going to be much of a problem for too much longer. I solved his problem. I gave him a chronic case of the death. Oh wait, he's not dead yet. God dang it! Are we sure this guy's a chicken and not a cockroach? Because he just don't die. Ah, crud. Ow. Alright, we'll use that. And then spam that again. Chicken. You know, roast chicken actually does sound rather tasty right now. I want some chicken nuggets. He's not dead because you didn't use fire. Gotta make him into fried chicken. You know what? Maybe I should use Gola Gola to kill him. Put him in a centrifuge of fire and just make him deep fried chicken. I gotta say, I do love the design of the bosses in this game, because they're all very unique and memorable. Fried chicken for everyone. He do be a chonky chicken. Can feed everyone in Ratayu with that chicken. Okay, will this chicken just roll over and die, please? Oh, you quit that. Okay, there we go. Finally knocking him down. Come on. Nice. 1,000 damage for the win. Uh-oh. Will you quit doing that? Got him! $9,000 XP and 8,000 gold. And a level up for Gala. How could my Simsaru be defeated by a Rosaru? That'd be because you suck. Has already been set free. Wait, hold up. Rimmel in that wretched cave, the hand of destruction upon them all. Okay, who is this Prince Court guy and where can I kick his butt? And Dohati gets the Thanos treatment. Did it, done it, own it. Now let's get rid of this mist generator. I love the cinematics in this game. I wish they did more of them like this. Because there's only like a few instances where you actually get to see like the cinematics in this game. The mist generators are one of the main ones. And then there was the Juggernaut attack at the beginning of the game. And there's a few others that you'll come across. But for PS1 graphics, this is pretty impressive. What the? Have I played Legaia 2 Duel Saga? I have beaten that game twice. I love that game. Not as much as this one, but I feel like they did improve upon certain aspects of this game. That thing that disappeared, wasn't that a Rosaru? The silence is deafening. You were talking to it in a language I don't understand. This is something I still can't tell you about. These guys are giving us the Dumbledore treatment. I want to tell you, but I cannot tell you at this time. Don't give me that BS. We're adults here. Kinda. Maybe. Sorta. We're old enough to kill a giant chicken. We're old enough to know the truth. God dang it. And now we have to report to this guy. Your homes were damaged by the Juggernaut I created. Oh, that's right. Juggernaut did kind of wreck each of the main characters' homes. And Noah's over here like, "Rrr." It's the Simsaru's fault. Told you were searching for your parents in Concrum. There is but one way from the Cibicus Islands to Carisso Kingdom where Concrum is. That is by flying train. So we now have to go to Octum to take the flying train. I want to go on Octum and ride a flying train. Actually, a flying train sounds like it would be awesome. Let's see. Did we get healed? We did not. So let's go to the inn and rest up. But with the mist generator gone, the entire Sebucus Islands is now free of mist. Which means, hopefully, the people of Octum have now come out of the ground and are now repopulating the town proper. So let's see what we can do. Bye, Juggernaut. He will get you one day. Dream sequence. We must have exposition. Father? Is that you, Father? There's something I must... You're gonna tell me I'm adopted, aren't you? In the past, we made a horrible mistake. You adopted me. Well, oh no. Something we could not undo. That mistake is what has devastated the world. It is also what has kept us separated for so long. Wait, what are you telling me, Mommy and Daddy? Now we are paying for that mistake by being trapped in the eternal darkness of deep mist. You must undo our mistake. I don't know if I can undo an adoption. Come to us so that we can atone. Where are you? In Concrum, you can change fate. Okay, I joke and everything, but Noah's story is like very deep and melodramatic, and it makes me cry. You will find out later once we actually get to Concrum. Though that is a fair ways off. Like, we're on stream 8 with this game, and we are maybe halfway through the game. So, we'll use a Door of Wind to hightail our keisters over to Octum and see what we can find. Let's see. That's new. There's a line going across the screen up there. That must be the flying train. The mayor, he's in the shrine. Which means we must go in here and go bully the mayor to let let us fly the flying train. Found him. And we've finally handed him the spring salts that we got all the way back in Vidna. Oh, either for putting in the bathwater. And a slowness chain. I'm not sure what we can do with that. Oh no, suppressed memories are coming back to... Yeah. Ari used to be in the shrine. Yeah, he can't exactly do that at the moment, unfortunately. This is honestly one of my favorite tracks of the game. Like this town theme. It's very soothing, in my opinion. I have relatives in the town of Seoul in Callisto Kingdom. I hope they're alright. Well, considering Callisto is still enveloped in the mist, I'm gonna say that they're probably in some trouble. Oh, they're out of until the mist is gone from Callisto Kingdom. I'll make an exception for you. The crewmen are waiting up there. Oh, and before you go, I recommend buying plenty of Doors of Wind. Well, I've got 7 of them still, so... It's getting to be about that time for us to... kind of take a breather. Ooh, what's in here? I never even noticed this door before. flying trains. Okay, so there's really nothing in there. That's why I was waiting here. The gondola is good and ready, but we can only take you halfway. Oh, don't worry, we'll unhook the gondola midway, and the momentum will take you the rest of the way. Hold up, what? Until Callisto's mist free, you could say it's a one-way ticket. I don't know if I like that idea. Well, I ain't got much of a choice. What's happening in Seoul? Oh, not much, except monsters and crazy people. You know, the usual. So, what you're telling me is that Seoul is basically Las Vegas. Or LA, one of the two. What in the... Holy smoke-a-dope. Okay, on the one hand, that is pretty cool looking. On the other hand, that is terrifying AF. And Noah is like happy as a clam. I love her boundless energy. I wish I had half the energy this girl does. Why can't we transform into that against bosses? Well, to be fair, most of the bosses we fight are in the mist, and since the mist makes Seiru go nuts, that's probably not a viable option. Now, if our raw Seiru could turn into something like that, then heck yeah, I would totally be down for that. This is a very interesting music track that they do for this particular segment of the game. But at least now we know what these weird spires are that we've been running into throughout the Sebukis Islands. They're used to run the gondola system, which we are now going to take to get us to Callisto Kingdom. But once we get to Callisto, though, we'll find a good save point once all of our story has been told, and then we will take a breather for the day. The flying train is great! Octum is already out of sight. Soon we'll be in Konkrum. Yeah, Konkrum! Already did say that your parents were there. I was in Byron Temple, I once heard. Callisto Kingdom, Seoul, and Konkrum were at war when the mist first covered the earth. I feel like that probably had some bearing on what's going on. Zupu City believed there was some connection between that war and the mist. Well, that pretty much confirms it, doesn't it? I sense a horrible evil. Well, let's see. It makes Seiru go completely nuts. So, yeah, I'm going to classify that as evil. Wait, why did we stop? We're still in the middle of the ocean. Why would we stop in the middle of the ocean? You're not going to just drop us, are you? Oh, wait, they did say there was a one-way ticket. That doesn't sound good. What are we doing stuck in a place like this? Blah, 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 blah. Well, now they're turning into Peanut's parents. What happened? Why are we stuck? What's not good? They say the mist in Callisto is much stronger than they expected. So if we go any further, the mist will start affecting our flying Seiru. Oh, don't worry, it's a nice downhill slope from here on in. We'll just unhook the gondola, and with a little momentum, you'll coast right into Callisto. Wait, what? I just thought of something. What about the screw in the water? How big can they get? That's actually a valid question. I don't like how they said they're gonna just unhook the gondola. Hold on tight. That, because anytime they say hold on tight, that has always had something bad happen afterwards. And that guy's way overexcited. Unhook! Unhook! Abandoned ship! Not you! Actually, I just thought of something. How are these guys gonna get back? The mist disappears and next thing I know, we're swimming in the ocean. Are they gone? Yeah, they're gone. And you guys are boned. Too bad the gondola doesn't have any brakes. Wait, what? No brakes? Nothing can beat a Rosaru by saying, you better hope that there's some cushioning on the other end of that. Which the flying Seru could... You better hope there aren't any sharks in the water. And we're just like coasting on our way. Yeah, they're doomed. Yeah, we're boned. There is no brakes on this thing. Oh, that's not good. That is definitely not good. And shmush. Well, first you're wandering all over the place, now you're napping here. Wait. You! Wait, hold up. We last saw you in Octum. How the heck did you get over here? Q game over. I am honestly amazed that did not result in a game over. You're so pathetic. See what happens when you depend on us. Again, how did you get over here? We saw you in Octum back when it was covered in mist. I never asked you to help me. Wow, Noah's getting kind of snappy. She's like me when I get up first thing in the morning. What is that? Wait, what is what? Wait, why is there a shadow? The floating castle that sprays mist down from the sky. Wait, the what? Oh, boy. I'm going to have to find a way onto that at some point, aren't I? Oh, there's a tower in the distance there. That must be where we have to go next. Is Knuckles up there? I don't know. It's a little too small to be my home. Laputa's way bigger than this. Way bigger than just one schmucky castle. I wonder if the mist is what is like is being used as propulsion to keep that thing up there. That seems like a viable enough reason for it to be up there. He took everything from us. Wait, who took everything from you? How are you able to... Actually, that's a good question too. How are you able to travel through the mist? Raseru. There's a Raseru too. All I have is this good luck charm. Wait. A Raseru egg? Where did you get that? So that's what you call it. I didn't know that. Can I have it? Yes, please, give that to us. We can make better use of it. I don't think so. No, you can't have it. It's mine. Quick, steal. We need a thief that can out-thief a thief. No, you get back here and give that back. That's a secret. Kara reminds me of, like, Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop. She gives off that same vibe. Might really be a nice person. After all, she helped us up. I don't know. Looked kind of like she was just staring at us. Official guide to sightseeing in Callisto. I don't need a pamphlet. Finely crafted Writing on the doll's chest sauce. Honest person buy travel kits for peace of mind. Check the contents. 5 healing blooms, 1 door of wind, 1 door of light. I do not want that. Let's see what treasure chests I can find, if anything. Can I find anything? Goodies? Goodies for me? No. What about over here? Goodies? No. God dang it. There's nothing. Surprisingly, I have not run into a single fight over here yet. So you know what? Let's get out of here. Well, we have officially made it to Callisto Kingdom. That being said, we will go ahead and save the game and call it a stream. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. This is one of the more, expressive chats that I've had, and I really appreciate it. I love it when you guys, take the time to talk to me and comment on the game. It's definitely makes it much more entertaining and gives me an opportunity to share what I like about the game, as well as just talk to you guys and interact with you. So we'll go ahead and call that a stream. We'll close out here. There we go. Alright. I think we actually made some really good progress. I was not expecting us to get all the way to Callisto in this stream. But I will take it. Those 2 boss fights were not as... What's the word I'm looking for? They weren't quite as draining as I was expecting them. I'm enjoying the commentary and your wonderful attitude. Well, I do try to keep a positive attitude with the games. And if you are interested in seeing some of my past streams, Nitrin, I do have a YouTube channel. I can actually send you the link to that over Discord or Twitter if you would like. I'll check on your message for the video. So... But yeah, I've got several projects that are already on there that I've done streams of in the past, including RFL. We did a run through of Shovel Knight. That one was very entertaining in places. We have done Ayuden Chronicle Rising. And then we have also done the original Ratchet and Clank. And then there's also my current projects like Asha and Monster World, this game, Wild Arms Alter Code F. And then I've got 2 new projects that I'll be starting on stream, plus my Let's Play of Octopath Traveler. I'm hoping that I can begin recording that very soon, because I think my recording setup is just about ready for it. But right now, we'll go ahead and call it a night. Again, thank you all, everyone, for being here. You guys are the best. I love being able to interact with you, and I hope that we can expand the community and do lots more fun things together. So right now, I'm gonna look and see who's online and see if we can't drop a raid. Let's see. Ooh, my friend Libra is doing some Super Smash Brothers. That might be something we can go have fun with. Arashi's doing Cult of the Lamb. I've been seeing a lot of people do Cult of the Lamb, but I'm not sure if I want to get it myself. It looks fun, but the aesthetic just doesn't, resonate with me for some reason. But then again, I've never really been a huge fan of the horror genre. Let's see, Valorant, Don't Starve Together, Raid Shadow. I can't do that joke. I mean, to be fair, that's a pretty bad joke. But then again, most people who will follow my Twitter and like interact with me on Discord know that I am like one of the kings of puns. I love a good dad joke with the best of them. Let's see. Wonder if any of my joysticks buddies are on. Let's see. Ooh, Isu's on, and he's playing Valorant. Actually, I haven't seen anyone play Valorant in a while. Let's go say hi to Isu. Alright, I'll get the raid set up. Thank you all for coming here and spending time with me. I'm definitely looking forward to next week's streams. I am probably going to switch back to Wednesday and Saturday because I would be doing Saturday this week, but I already have plans ahead of time for for tomorrow evening, so I can't stream tomorrow. So I'm going to try to get the schedule done either tonight or maybe tomorrow night after I finish my appointment that I've got and get that posted before Sunday. And then with any luck, I can do my first recording session of Octopath and get some videos out for that so that we can get that project up and going, because I do want to get Octopath done before February 24th. Is it 23rd or 24th? But yeah, like I want to get it done before the sequel releases. And then, like I said, if you guys have ideas for other games that I can stream and or LP, please let me know, because I definitely like do want to like find new games that I can possibly enjoy. Like most of you probably know that I am a huge fan of RPGs, but I am also a big fan of like platformers and adventure type games. Subnautica. I have heard lots of good things about Subnautica. That is one that I've been considering. So that might be something I put on the potential list. Because as I did mention, we are getting ready to start 2 new projects. One of them will be starting next week for sure. Legend of Mana, that's a good one. I actually might do an LP of that one once I get more time. But yeah, like if you guys have ideas, feel free to like shoot me a message over Discord or Twitter and just let me know, and I will like add it to the list and do my research. But for now, let's go ahead and go raid Isu and watch him either kick butt or get his butt kicked in Valorant. But until then, just keep an eye on the Twitter for updates, and I will see you all next week. This is Alden Foodry, signing off for the evening. Toodaloo!